Hello, welcome back, Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classics slash Non-Classics. This is episode number 205 and Doubleshot number 139. The last two trades for the series Constantine. And these collect combined issues 13 to 23 and the Futures in One Shot. Volume 3 is called Voices in Fire, and Volume 4 is The Apocalypse Road. First, let's talk about this trade right here. This pretty much wraps up pretty much the storyline that was encompassing a majority of the series. Yeah, the Code of Flame, I think, as far as I know, is taken down by the time the end of this trade. But and he gets more appearances by Pop at Midnight. Let me show us some artwork. It's still really good artwork. And plus, you also get Night Nurse showing up. And you get the first in continuity appearance of the character Spellbinder, another minor character from DC pre-Flashpoint. It seems like you get a lot of known sorcerers from pre-Flashpoint, with the exception of, well, you have Spectre show up in the Blight tie-ins, but pretty much I'm a good majority, with the exception of the Spectre and Zor-El, and Phantom Stranger, well, pretty much anybody associated with Justice League Dark and the Spectre, a lot of known supernatural characters do make the first appearance in the pages of Constantine. Now, this one, just Spellbinder makes his first appearance. And you also get the Futures in One Shot, which is basically, it's just John Constantine versus Nabu, which is the, that is who Dr. Fate, that's the original host of Dr. Fate. That is who's speaking to you, basically. When you look at Dr. Fate, that's Nabu. That's simply what it is. Yeah, it's actually a pretty good one shot. The artwork is actually way different than it was with the previous issues. It's still written by Ray Fox, and the artwork looks a lot like artwork you would see in the pages of Hellblazer. Yeah, it's like Ray Fox contacted maybe one of the artists who did the Hellblazer series and asked him to do this Future Sin one shot, because I'm sure that he probably didn't want his regular artists to do basically artwork not only by Julian Ferreira, you also got Ku, I have no idea who that is, Edgar Salazar, and Jay Leestein. Yeah, you have these several artists, but these guys are basically very consistent when it comes to the artwork. None of the artwork feels out of place, and it's very consistent despite the multiple artists that's been on the series. It's still really good. Now, I know that one person from Comic Frontline dropped the series with this particular storyline that's collected in this particular trade. I personally did not drop it. I continue reading to the very end. And the trade ends with him going to Earth 2. So, Ray Fox is like, I heard that my Air series is next, so let's go out with a big bang. Let's have John Constantine show up on Earth 2 when the world is ending. But despite that, and you get some good amount of bits for Mr. E, Sorgon's daughter, which, as far as I know, they don't bring up the fact that she and John Constantine slept together in the previous trade. They don't bring that up at all. But despite that, this is still a really good trade. Like the previous two, 9 out of 10. Alright, here comes the last trade that collects issues from the series Constantine. And the last trade for well, not for John Constantine himself. His series gets relaunched as Constantine Hellblazer, but the whole point of this trade is simply just John Constantine on Earth 2, and he meets up with his Earth 2 counterparts. He meets up with his Earth 2 counterpart, along with his parents, which are alive, which is something. Chaz, who surprisingly does not show up in the main on Prime Earth. As far as I know, Chaz in here is a girl. Yeah, they changed Chaz to a girl. And there is appearances by a taxi cab. There's John Constantine's job a taxi cab both in this and most of the series sometimes, but no Chaz. I don't know why. That's just the way it is. But basically, John Constantine wants to get back. He wants to get home, and so he has to work with his. He had to work with his Earth 2 doppelganger, along with doppelgangers of people he knows. Now, when I first read this, because I had forgotten that Pop at Midnight had showed up at the start of the series, There was a reference to him at the end of this trade, where basically Pop Midnight's looking for him. Which, okay, that's fine, because that kind of basically, it's a reference to what's been going on in this series since issue 1. But, so John Constantine casts the spell. Oh, I almost forgot. Watoon, the Earth 2 version Watoon, he dies. Yeah, Watoon dies in this trade. So, you're wondering why does Watoon show up on in Earth 2 Society? He's dead. Basically, John Constantine tried to open up a portal to his own Earth using his own body, and Watoon just died. Yeah, and then you got Dr. Fate showing up, and as far as I can tell by looking at him, yeah, it's Earth 2 Dr. Fate. He shows up for a couple issues here and there. As far as no, he is in the Earth 2 Society series, which is something. But I'm thinking though, so yeah, if you read this and you're wondering where is Watoon, why doesn't he show up in Earth 2 Society? Read this. He's dead. You don't have to worry about him. It's odd though that Ray Fox would have the last 6 issues of the series Constantine be a tie-in to Earth 2 World's End. Yeah, because at the end of the previous trade, basically you have him come face to face with a group of parademons, which, okay, that's been unusual. I mean, Constantine himself has never taken much of aliens. He's taken demons before, but never aliens. So that was something. So I'm sure some people were reading this like, oh, this is something new. John Constantine's never traveled to a universe before. Not that I could think of. I mean, yes, there are different counterparts to him, but he's never himself traveled to another universe before. But this is still really awesome trade. I mean, if you read this all the way, you're probably thinking, this is the best storyline out of the entire series. Now, as far as Dakota Called Flame, there's reference to them here and there. They show up bits and pieces in this trade, but pretty much the whole thing of this takes place on Earth 2 with the ending of it. And Darkseid himself actually shows up in the last issue. He tries to stop John Constantine taking not only a small group of people he's with, but also like a small chunk of people from Earth 2. I would say he took about close to 30 people with him back to Prime Earth. And he kills his Earth 2 doppelganger in order to accomplish this. But this is awesome. This is an awesome storyline. And this whole series, this 23-issue series collected in these 4 trades, are really good. And I highly recommend getting all 4 trades. Also get the Forever Blight just to understand what the heck is going on with Blight. But these 4 trades, the Spark and the Flame, Blight, the Voice in the Fire, and Apocalypse Road. I recommend getting all 4 of these trades to understand, to get a full grasp of the entire series of Constantine. I mean, this series was launched as a replacement for the series Hellblazer. I mean, DC canceled that series and replaced it with this. And I'm thinking, some people are like, no, don't cancel Hellblazer. It's an awesome series. I personally have read the whole series. I can't exactly. I'm sure some people are probably upset about it, but they chose a great writer like Ray Fox, who's good at writing supernatural stuff, but non-supernatural stuff, he's not that good. I mean, he's not that good when it comes to non-supernatural stuff, but he's great when it comes to supernatural stuff. Despite the fact most of this is a little bit of sci-fi-esque. But you have 23 awesome issues, plus the features in one shot, to keep you busy. And this series, this whole series, I give a 9.5 out of 10. This I give a 9. All the trades I give at least a 9 apiece, but the whole series I give 9.5 because it's one really good series to read. But if you don't want to get the individual issues, just get these 4 trades. That's all you need to do to read the entire series of Constantine. And you have a blast reading this series. If you're a fan of this character, you'll definitely enjoy these series. Alright? Alright, that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, which should be episode 206 and Doubleshot 140. Until then, see you there. Bye.